What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Right before I get into this video, I want to remind you guys, as always, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to Too Raw for TV, please subscribe to Too Raw for TV. If you haven't hit that notification button, hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any and every video that drops from my channel as soon as it drops. And also hit that like button if you like or at least appreciate the content that's on this channel. All right, these are things that help not only my channel, but other channels you subscribe to on the LDBC, in this case, the Lions Den basketball community, be that much stronger. If you want to show love for Too Raw for TV, if you want to contribute to this channel, you can do so in the links in the description box below via the PayPal or the Cash App. And I strongly suggest that if you really like my content, to come over to the Patreon. The Patreon is only $2 per month. I try to keep it as low as possible because I know people have things to pay. People got bills. So I try to keep it as low as possible for only $2 per month. On the Patreon, I'm able to talk about stuff I can't talk about on YouTube. I can talk in a way I can't talk on YouTube, on the Patreon. I talk about subjects that, you can't talk about on YouTube. Social issues, controversial topics, politics, you name it. But I thank everybody that supports me on YouTube and the Patreon, and people that have contributed to this channel the last couple months. Now, let's talk about the issue at hand. The Lakers have announced that due to injuries that LeBron James have suffered recently, in particular, I think it's a thoracic, what is it, the thoracic muscle strain, and in addition to that, nagging groin issues, LeBron James will be out for tonight's game against the Denver Nuggets. And this is a guy that has not missed a game so far this year. And the year before last, played all 82 games. I think it was his last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So LeBron's not going to play tonight. All right. So it's just going to be AD, I believe. That could be enough to still beat the Nuggets, but we will see. You know what I'm saying? Where do I begin with this one? First of all, I do believe that he's legitimately injured. There's some people out there who is saying that he's faking an injury. Look, man, the guy's injured. The guy's injured. Okay, I get enough of this bull crap with people who insinuate that Kawhi Leonard's faking injuries. So at the end of the day, these guys play a sport where injuries are part of the game. All right, so yes, I do believe LeBron James legitimately is injured, is hurt. And in particular, what I'm concerned about is the lingering groin issue. We saw what happened last year in that Christmas Day game against the Warriors, where despite the fact the Lakers, I think, blew them out in that game, it came with a price. And that price was LeBron James, I believe, tearing his groin. Not totally tearing it, but he had a small tear in his groin. And that pretty much just derailed the rest of his season. He went on to miss something like 17 or 18 consecutive games. And for the rest of the season, he didn't really look like himself anyway. And that was sporadically mixed with games where he sat due to load management. As the season progressed and the Lakers' playoff chances dwindled, he began to sit more and more as a precautionary measure. So this is the thing. The Lakers are stressing that this isn't a load management situation. This is something more serious. They're trying to prevent, in my opinion, a serious injury from occurring. Now, like I said, the thoracic strain is worrisome, but it's the groin thing, because that's one of those injuries that it's really hard for it to completely go away. Okay? And if I'm the Lakers, and shout out to Ticket TV, he talked about this in his live stream. If I'm the Lakers, I would seriously consider sitting LeBron James for probably 2 weeks, um, just to clear up all of these nagging injuries right now, while they're not as serious as they could be, because you don't want this groin situation to turn to a tear. Now, this is why I feel this way. I got a lot to say in this video. This is LeBron James' 17th season, and you may have heard me saying before that oftentimes players who play 20 plus seasons, it's around the 16th or 17th season where either their skills begin to diminish and or physically they begin to break down. That's just how it is. No one is exempt from this shit. Somehow some people see it as hating when I'm saying this, when I bring up examples of other players. Kobe Bryant, we all remember his 17th season. He was balling. But toward the end of his season, finally his body began to break down just due to the wear and tear of playing so many minutes and playing so hard for the team. And after he tore his Achilles, Kobe Bryant was never the same player or close to that guy ever again. LeBron James is in a situation that Kobe Bryant was not in. That being having the luxury of having a cushion atop the Western Conference right now. Because right now the Lakers have done pretty well in the month of December. This month was different from November when it was playing a lot of sub 500 teams. You've kind of gone through the worst part of your schedule right now, for the short term. Now you do have to play the Clippers on Christmas Day, but I think after that there's some relatively easy games that they could win. If I'm the Lakers, I'm considering sitting him because, like I said, Kobe didn't have that luxury that year. They was trying to go to the playoffs. They're battling to make it to the playoffs. Right now, the Lakers are number one in the Western Conference. Well, when you mix that with the fact that the Clippers just lost, I'm going to do a video about that, to the Thunder, a team that still should have beaten without Kawhi Leonard. Couple that with the fact that Kawhi already has set 10 games. He's going to still sit some more games. I would rest LeBron. I would rest him just to make sure this doesn't turn into a repeat of what we saw last year. And I have to stress again and again what I've been saying to you guys is that LeBron James, although he is playing a career low of 34.7 minutes per game, that's still a lot of minutes for a guy playing a position where he has the ball constantly, has a lot of responsibilities out there, is playing a position that's very taxing to anybody, let alone a 17-year veteran. And with LeBron and with Anthony Davis, I remember old videos I used to call Anthony Davis Antonio Davis, and they didn't realize I was doing it, showing my age, right? Because you guys at my age remember Antonio Davis, the Davis brothers, right? The Davis boys. But Anthony Davis, LeBron James already have a history of injury issues. So that is one of the caveats I put out there for this season. Yeah, I did, Joe Bud, say this team could win 70 games. But I also said that I always would qualify that by saying barring injury. Barring injury. Because that's a serious situation. And like I said, LeBron may be playing a career low of minutes, but the pace of the NBA is the fastest it's been in 40 years. So in reality, it's kind of like still the same wear and tear that a guy playing 38, 39 minutes would have had 20 years ago. Because the pace is just so much faster. So, yeah, LeBron James is going to start breaking down a little bit more. That's just the way it is. Very, 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 very few players are able to play 18, 19, 20 years without having some type of injury issues. It's going to happen. It's almost the only guy I can think of off the top of my head that pretty much avoided any type of injuries throughout his career was Elvin Hayes. Elvin Hayes played 16 years and played in 1,303 games. Only missed 9 games in his 16-year career. Only missed 9 games. Even the mailman, Karl Malone, his body finally broke down that last year with the Lakers. He missed half the season. Finally. John Stockton's another guy I can think of that played a long period of time, didn't really have too many injuries. I don't think Reggie did have some injuries, but he lasted for a pretty long period of time. But they're the exception rather than the rule. And as big as LeBron James is, this would concern me as a Laker fan. All right, so I think they should sit him. I don't think they're going to do that though. I think they're resting him for this game, for the Christmas game, and I hope that we don't see this Christmas what we saw last Christmas. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is the wrong step, the wrong move, and we see what happened. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened with Kevin Durant last year. The media put a lot of pressure on him to come back to show that he was a team player, to show he had the heart of a champion. He was willing to compete, put out there on the line. He did, and he sacrificed his Achilles tendon as a result of it. So that's that. But I do have to say this, and I would be dishonest if I ended my video without saying this. This is why LeBron James, especially after that China Hong Kong situation, he should learn to shut up sometimes. And I'm referencing his remarks about load management. Because a lot of LeBron James fans out there, and particularly his fans in the media, love to bring up the fact that Kawhi Leonard misses a lot of games. Yes, he does. He misses a lot of games. Sometimes I think he misses too many games, in my opinion. Even though I know he's legitimately hurt, I do wonder if the amount of games he missed could affect their chemistry down the line. I do wonder about that. But at the end of the day, the guy has a degenerative issue with his knee. He's not going to have, most likely, the benefit of playing 16, 17, 18 years like a LeBron James. That's not in the cards for Kawhi. Kawhi is trying to prolong his career as much as possible. This is a guy that may be out the league and honestly, in 4 years, he could be out the league. So he's trying to preserve his career and prolong his career as long as possible. The media omits that though. They never put out there. They never try. I'm talking about the ones that are LeBron Shields. Those guys. The other guys they mention it, but they never mention that Kawhi has legitimate issue with his knee. They never mention that, and that's what's irritating. And they shame him for missing games. You know, LeBron, he doesn't miss games. You know, LeBron's played 17 years. Why is Kawhi not going out there and playing? So now when you have LeBron coming out there and dismissing load management, saying he's never done it before, which is kind of a lie. Cause I do remember when he was with the Heat, he missed like 2 weeks or something like that. It was like a 2 week period where he was missing games for whatever reason. And I do remember that. But if he were to load manage, the Lakers agreed to load manage for LeBron in this situation, then he looks like a hypocrite. Now, I understand someone will say, he did say, as long as I'm not hurt. But if that's the case, why condemn it as if you're sneak dissing someone else? You're bringing up the idea of load management as if somebody's doing that while they're not hurt, which is why he should have never brought it up anyway. And I understand these guys ask questions. Just say, you know, I'm not trying to do load management. If somebody feels like they need that, that's them. I'm just not doing it. I'm just going out there and play. But no, he has to sometimes go out there and pontificate about all this shit, man. He should learn after the Hong Kong, China bullshit. Just shut up sometimes, man. Duck these dudes, man. You know. So that's my thing about that, man. I do think that that could be something. But I'm curious to see what these guys say tomorrow, though. Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Jay Will. I'm curious as to see what they got to say about it because these guys have been some of the biggest critics of Kawhi Leonard and load management and missing games. So if the Lakers were to shut down LeBron James, I wonder what they have to say about it. You know, but you know, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say about the situation. The Lakers are still in a good spot. You know what I'm saying? They're 24-5. They got the best record in the Western Conference, the second best record in the NBA. Even if they lost tonight, they still got the best record. By a considerable amount. And I think that if the Lakers were smart, they would rest LeBron, despite what he may want. Um, but at the end of the day, there's really no easy situation about this because if he doesn't play Christmas, right, then people are going to say he's ducking. So, it's really no easy situation for LeBron. And there's no easy way. There's no easy path because, like I said, if he does do the right thing, in my opinion, which is shut it down for a week or at least a week, but probably two, that coincides with the Christmas Day game. People are going to say, oh, how convenient. You're shutting it down right as the schedule goes toward that big game on Christmas. You know? So, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Tell me what you guys think.